Hello and welcome to Intuitive Insights. I am your host, Megan McDonough. This is where I share intuitive, insights, things that have come through either readings or my own intuition, and also where I'd like to explore intuition in general and how you can use it for yourself in your life and cultivate your access to it to create a more foundational trust of self. That's my hope. That's my goal. So hopefully stuff here that I discuss can resonate with you. And that's why I share it. And today I have two very special guests. Initially, it was supposed to be one special guest, but the other special guest couldn't help himself and he just had to join in. But he did serve to have some good insights, so I kept him in there. Also, this is for the moms out there. I believe that if, we have issues when they come up with our children come up against issues, it's good to discuss them and how we can learn from certain lessons. So today we are talking about labels and how they separate us. That is my opinion. I'm challenged by that opinion by my special guest, which you will find out. But I'm going to give you a couple of warnings here. One, my second impromptu guest was not initially welcome, and I kept in some of the parts where I wasn't showing my very calm version of self, letting them know they weren't welcome into the conversation. I kept that in because honestly, we can do our best as moms. We can show up, we can be there and provide good lessons and so forth, but there's no such thing as perfect. And if you know how to do it, oh, Jesus, tell me how to do it, So it's kind of not my most beautiful self that I'm sharing with you, but it's part of life. And I just thought I'd keep it in. So there is that. The second thing I'm going to tell you is I'm a one-man band over here. So I think of myself as that guy in the movie The Music Man or the play The Music Man who's playing all the instruments at once, walking down the street, wearing them all. And it never sounds good. So what's happening today is my daughter has her mic on and she cannot stop wiggling. So I took out as much of the distractive audio as possible, but I just want to give you a forewarning. It might be not as a smooth audio experience as you might be hoping for. But all this to say, thank you for listening. I hope you get some kind of insight, some kind of inspiration. Hopefully something resonates with you. And if so, please share it. Please subscribe. Please like. And it means a lot. So thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. And here is this week's insight. All right. Today I'm joined by another special guest. I've known this person all their life. They're a magical human. And what I wanted to discuss with them is this week and with you is the idea of labels and how they play a role in our life. But first, I'd love to introduce my very creative, very kind, very loving, very beautiful and talented guest, Olivia. Olivia, how do I know you?
Because you're my mother.
That's right. That's how we know each other. Okay, so Olivia, I want to talk to you. I'm going to say some things, some ideas, and I would love to hear your opinion on it. Okay, and then we can have like a nice discussion.
Okay.
Maybe use some examples from life or whatever. So I have a theory, and my theory is that there are two things in the world. There's fear, and then there's the most important thing, which is the initial thing. What do you think the first thing is?
The first thing or the initial thing?
Initial is first. Yeah, same thing.
Oh, okay. I think hope and...
Okay, stop. Mac, when I said don't make any noise, that's not what I meant. You're making noise. So wherever you are, just stay there until we're done, okay? You're making noise. What are you doing? Okay, well, go upstairs and stay there until we're done. Okay? Thanks. Okay, what did I ask you before that?
What was the first thing?
Oh, okay, so there are two things in life. There's one thing really, but in order to see the one thing, we have the second thing. And the second thing is fear. And the fear helps us see the other thing, which is the main thing. What do you think the main thing is?
Is it, all right, so I have two guesses.
Okay.
Hope and happiness.
Yes, I think those two things are I'm going to call frequencies, so subcategories of the main thing. And the main thing is, what's your middle name?
Love.
Main thing is love. So the one universal energy is love. And love brings everything together. Love connects. Love completes. Right? What else does love do?
Makes you happy.
Makes you happy, joyful, content. What else? Anything?
It makes you pay attention.
That's a good one. I like that. That's it? So we got? Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So fear is the thing that separates. And fear comes from the ego, right? In my mind. And so fear is what disconnects us. Fear is what makes us separate from each other, right? And so in my mind, fear is where we get the labels. Is this boring you?
No, I was just about to cough and then I didn't.
You're about to cough?
And then I didn't.
Oh, okay. And so I thought you were yawning. The labels in our lives, you know what I mean? Like who this person is, branding, all that stuff. They're just more variations of labels. And underneath my philosophy and theory, there are more ways to separate us instead of connect us. Do you feel that that's the truth? Do you feel there's any truth to that? Or how do you feel about that statement?
Well, it does make sense. If you like, basically like sometimes when you get something that's very popular in the school.
Sure.
And then like everybody just makes fun of you because they think the version of the one you have is fake.
And you're specifically talking about an issue you had recently. Okay. And so the big thing is the label of this item. I'm popping in here to say that is my son screaming from upstairs my name after I repeatedly told him to be quiet. Okay, back to the podcast.
What the Stanleys look like, and two, so they can be popular.
And why do they want to be popular, you think?
I don't know. One of my friends wants a Stanley. Another one of my friends wants a Stanley. Another one of my friends wants a Stanley. And then only
Why do they want one, you think? Why did you want one?
I don't know why I wanted one, honestly.
Okay, so now at this point, my son has now snuck downstairs and is pretending to creep around, even though I can hear everything he said and done. And he just joins the conversation. I gave up. Mac, what do you think?
I think she just wanted to fit in with some of her friends, but not all of them are.
So is that true? You wanted to fit in with some of your friends, but not all of them?
No, not exactly. I'm not her friend, so.
Sure.
Everybody in the Stanley group isn't my. Well.
Then why did you want one?
I don't know, honestly. I just kind of wanted one. Period. Could you have this? Is it because you have? It was a new popular thing.
Go ahead, Mac. What did you say?
Is it because you have this feeling like if everybody just starts getting a Stanley, I don't want to get left out. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because then, like, everybody's just like...
Well, how did you feel when you got the Stanley?
I was really excited, and I kept, like, asking. Like, everybody just asking me, like, when are you going to bring your Stanley? When are you going to bring your Stanley? When are you going to bring your Stanley? When are you...
Yeah.
I'm just like...
But you had to do what?
I had to bring my water bottle from home, school to home every single day, home to school to home every single day for a week straight. And then I'd be able to bring my Stanley.
Right. You remember why I did that?
So I didn't lose it.
Right.
And all my friends were just like, when are you going to bring your Stanley? When are you going to bring your Stanley? When are you going to bring your Stanley? At first, I said Tuesday. Then on Friday, I forgot to bring my water bottle. So then it was Wednesday. And then...
You forgot again.
I forgot again. So I pushed it to Thursday, which was my last day. And then I forgot again. So Friday was the day I brought my Stanley.
But do you think that feeling of love, of being connected, that we all probably want, you know? But we're seeking it out in material ways.
Like a completely bad, despicable person, like a bad guy or something.
You wouldn't want that? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's true. But because that's kind of human nature, right? To want to be together, to be connected. And we think that we connect in the external world through things, like through labels, through brands, through neighborhood, through companies, through positions, through cars, through houses, through everything. But none of those things really truly bring us together, because they are labels and brands, and they separate because they're defining how we're different, not necessarily connecting us on how we're the same. What do you think? Although, I don't know, maybe having the same thing makes you feel like you're the same. What do you think about that?
Well, I like to be my own unique person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, except, like to be that.
Yeah, right. Some people like to be that.
I just feel like, but I still want to be connected with all my friends.
Of course.
And now that I brought my Stanley and people just like bullied me for it, I feel like Stanley is just bringing people apart.
Well, let's talk specifically about that. So someone thought that your Stanley wasn't real, right? And so they weren't going to allow you into the group.
She came up with 9 different reasons why it's fake. She comes up with way too much reasons why Stanley's fake.
Okay, but let's go back to that. Why do you think that is? What do you think?
I don't know it.
And how did you handle it?
Well, one, I know she said that because that's what she thought. Well, she doesn't think if it was kind, true, or necessary.
That's right.
You gotta make a list.
Well, maybe she doesn't know about kind, true, and necessary.
If Stanley's real or fake, but you gotta show her a list of if it's kind, true, or necessary.
Yeah. So
no, there's one at the door.
First of all, what is kind, true, and necessary?
For
those of us who don't know. Excuse me.
And it's not kind.
Excuse me.
Well, when you say something,
yeah,
you have to see before you say. You have to see if what you're going to say is kind, true, or necessary. If it's like
just one of the 3 or all of them?
All of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Completely.
Right. And that's how we are genuine, right?
At my school, though.
Yeah.
We do kind. So is it like kind?
Yeah.
Is it important?
That's necessary. Yeah.
Is it necessary. Wait, it's like only this at our school. There's a big poster on the wall that says kind, something like that starts with an I.
Yeah, like important?
Yeah, important, necessary, and no, something that starts with a D.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that spells kind.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Ever pay attention to the posters?
Well, not everybody does.
Because in our classroom, because.
Well, what's good about this particular experience that you had is that it can help you decide and keep forming what kind of person you want to be, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you think you can use? Well, first of all, do you know how to define intuition? If I said the word intuition to you, what would you think that meant?
Oh, intuition?
No, it's her turn.
Sorry. Intuition? Like does it? I think it might mean something like enlighten or enlighten.
What else?
Enlighten.
Not quite. So. Nope.
What else? It might also mean like intuition, right? Like,
intuition. What do you think it means? Do you think you have it? First of all.
I think I have it. If I knew what I meant, then I'd be able to answer that question. But
so,
can I explain what intuition is?
What do you think intuition is, Mac?
I know intuition is like it's like I think that like I know like if you feel or hear or think something's gonna happen, and then it actually happens. It's like you know it's gonna happen, then it actually happens. That's intuition. That's
true. And then also intuition is trusting yourself. Yeah. That you know what's right internally. You intuitively know. Right? Without someone telling you, you just know. So, do you think you have intuition?
So without somebody just telling me to do something, I just know?
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Do you ever use it, you think? And do you think it could be useful in situations when people are being unkind?
Yeah.
How?
Well, if you was being mean to me,
yeah,
about my Stanley, starts being more mean and like that's fake. It looks different in the picture. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, just trying to find all the ways that you're different.
I'll just show her to look up at the poster on the wall next to the door, and I bet you she'll stop.
Is that using your intuition, or is that using your ego to just be like, leave me alone, lady?
I think it's the second one.
I think it's the second one too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wait.
But your intuition,
inspiring, necessary,
yeah,
then delightful.
Delightful. I don't know if that's right, but I like it.
Delightful, like I eat yummy ice cream.
That's delicious.
Oh.
Which could also be delightful. How could you use your intuition in a situation where someone's bullying you or being mean?
Well, instead of somebody telling me to just walk away or just not listen to her.
Yeah.
I'll just do it because I don't have to pay attention when she's being like mean to me, and I could just walk away and play with my friends instead.
Yeah. And then how do you take care of yourself? Your intuition is to not get involved, it sounds like, or to not take the bait of her instigatory.
Instigatory?
Okay. She's trying to be an instigator and get Olivia upset and say that Olivia is not one of them, right? So instead of getting upset, Olivia says she uses her intuition, her inner knowing, that it's much better for me to walk away from this girl than it is to get upset.
Yeah.
And get in a fight. Right?
Excuse me?
What?
Sometimes when I think of, sometimes they accidentally say instigating instead of irritating.
Yeah, that's a different.
You're instigating.
That's a different. Yeah, that's a different meaning.
You're making me mad.
Did you change your socks today?
But it's making me. But you're also it's like sometimes you feel like a mix of irritating and instigating.
Sure. Did you change your socks today?
Yes.
Okay.
See, I didn't have a penguin one.
Okay. So that's using your intuition to do the right thing for you, which is beautiful, and it's also taking care of yourself, which is great, right? Right. Okay. So then coming back to the idea of labels and brands making us feel separate, do you feel that that's a true statement, and if so, how?
Well, in some ways it is, in some ways it isn't.
Okay.
Like, it is because most of the time when all the popular people have it, they make sure you're fine to join the popular group because you're not popular.
Say that again?
Like, let's say if you aren't popular in your class, and a bunch of other girls, and all the girls that are popular have this big new thing, and then you get it, and they don't let you in because partly you're not popular, and also they think it's fake. Just like they did to another girl in my class, and another girl.
That seems really not kind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm surprised that you wanted to be a part of a group of people who are unkind to each other.
Anyways,
I'm just surprised that you wanted to be part of a group that treats people that way. And I'm curious as to why. That's all.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't have an answer.
Because I do. And then the reason that it doesn't separate us, is because, well, what if it's like something like cereal?
Okay.
Cereal doesn't separate us. We just eat it.
You mean the brand, the cereal brand?
Yeah. Cheerios. Lucky Charms doesn't separate us. It's just a good cereal that's very sugary. Maybe Cheerios.
Sure, that's fair.
Maybe Cocoa Puffs.
Yep, those are all different cereals.
Fruity Pebbles.
Another one.
Or possibly Trix.
Yep, Trix is a cereal.
And I don't know a lot of cereals.
I think you'll get the picture. There are different cereals out there.
Yeah. And I also think that whoever would be listening to this gets the point.
Yeah, they get the point. There's more than one cereal. But to your point, you're saying...
And in fact, there's not like only one grain of cereal in the world. Because there's not only one cereal.
Yep. So I guess my question is what can we learn from this? Stuff happens, right? Stuff happens in life. And I personally think that when we give things too many labels, that is, and we brand ourselves in too many with like, I'm like this and 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 like this. It's focusing more on yourself and how you're different than on each other and how we're the same. That's my thought. So
I eat cereal for breakfast.
Okay, so we're really understanding what I'm talking about, don't we? Yeah. Okay.
One of the girls actually had a real Stanley. She just wasn't in the club.
She didn't want to be, or they didn't let her in?
They didn't let her in.
Why?
Because her Stanley was the same color as somebody else's.
Okay, see, that, I know, as a mom, that makes me really mad. As a human, that makes me very mad. And when I was a kid, so I'll tell you my story. I think I told you this, but I'll tell you anyway. So I went to a Catholic school, so we always had to wear a uniform, right? So basically we wore like the same thing every day.
Yeah.
And once in a while, we would have a thing called non-uniform day where you paid like, I don't know, $10, $20, something like that. And then if you paid the money, which now I'm realizing is pretty ridiculous, but you know, you could not wear a uniform. And before school started, we were all standing out in front of school getting ready for it to start, you know, and everyone's checking out each other's non-uniform, you know what I mean? And their outfits that are like regular clothes. And my mom had got me the outfit that I was wearing, and it was probably from like TJ Maxx or something. It was like an off brand. It wasn't a regular brand.
Yeah.
And the popular girls came over to me and they were like, "Oh, this is super cute. I like it. Who makes it?" And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, "No, who was the label?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't think it is the label, whatever. And they like put their hands inside my shirt to pull out to see who made the outfit. And then as soon as they found out that it was like a no brand that they recognized, because they were all wearing Esprit and Benetton, those were popular back then, you know, whatever else was popular back then, and that it wasn't an actual label, a brand that they recognized, right? Then they all were completely uninterested in me again and didn't talk about how cute my outfit was anymore. They didn't want to talk about it, and they moved on. And for me, it was very upsetting. And then I also thought to myself how fake they were, because I was like, you liked it when it didn't have a label. So the label doesn't matter, right? But they were acting like the label mattered. And so that was a lesson for me in my life about how unimportant labels are for me. And so, and it felt like bullying. It wasn't specifically bullying, but it hurt because it was like, you're different, you're nothing. That's what it feels like. And so when a certain group of people tell another group of people that they're less than, or not as good as, or different, then that's unkind.
Yeah, just completely.
Yeah. So as a mom, that upsets me. But as like a teacher, right? So you're a teacher and stuff. My question to you is like, how can we learn from, you know, how can we take this lesson and help it sculpt us into better people?
Me?
Yep.
So I think I know why. I think I know why they didn't let her in. Because there's like only one Stanley group.
Yeah.
So they thought that there's only one Stanley group. So they thought they were unique. So if they were unique, then they do. So
you forgot what you were talking about.
So if they were unique, then they'd have girls that aren't popular. Yeah. So since they were unique.
Yeah.
Since they were unique, then they'd since they're unique, because there's only one Stanley group.
Mm-hmm.
I think they don't want, then they just don't feel unique.
Yeah. Yep, that's a good point. It's a really good point. And the point is, there are going to be the Stanley label lovers in life. And there are going to be the people who say, I don't need a Stanley. I don't need a label to define who I am and whether I'm popular or not popular or good or bad or whatever. And then there'll be the people that are too afraid to step outside of the label to define themselves. What has this particular incident made you realize the type person you want to be. I mean, I'm not saying you can't still have a Stanley, but what kind of person do you want to be holding the Stanley?
The person who hangs out with their friends and pays attention and doesn't sit in the corner when they're not supposed to during math, and just the person who sits in their seat and pays attention.
Yep.
And the kind of person who's always around their friends.
It's pretty specific. And do you think that labels should play an important role in your life? Branding?
Not really, unless I'm doing like, unless I decide I'm gonna be like a singer or somebody that has to do a lot of stuff on stage.
Sure.
And then I need like some really good labels so I could get a perfect outfit.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that insight, my love. Thank you for your impromptu joining, Mr. McAttack. And did you guys learn anything in this talk? Did we learn anything new?
I think we learned.
Yeah. What did
I learned a story
about me.
You.
Yeah, you did.
I learned about that story too.
Yeah.
But I think Olivia learned about intuition.
Oh yeah. That's true. You did. And how to use it, and that you have it. You know what I believe? I believe we all have intuition.
Yeah. Just gotta know.
Some people are more connected.
Babies. Except babies.
Babies are super intuitive.
No.
When you came out of my belly, Mac, when you came out of my belly, you went straight for my boob for breakfast. How would you know that without intuition? You too. I mean, you cried and screamed a little bit, but like, that's intuition.
But with some babies,
you knew without anyone telling you that you needed milk from a boob.
But some 1-year-olds are, well, pretty much all of the babies don't go to the toilet when they go to the bathroom. They just go.
But they go to the bathroom.
And they're in their pants.
That's training.
They go to the bathroom in their pants.
Right. And they get trained to go in the toilet because that's what we as society deem as socially acceptable.
What if they don't?
It's a deep thought for another subject another time. Okay. So we say until next time.
Until next time.
You want to say you can find me at Magnetize Your Light on Instagram.
Mama, could you make a Magnetize Your Light t-shirt?
Yes. If you have a question for me or Mac or Olivia, you can reach me at info@Magnetize Your Light or on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook at Magnetize Your Light. And we can say thank you for listening.
Yes.
Thank you for joining.
Yes.
And have a magical day.
And we could also say goodbye. Wow, this is almost 40 minutes long.
Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to my special guests. I did want to mention, we did discuss bullying this episode, and though my daughter is completely fine, if your child is experiencing any severe or more aggressive bullying that is becoming an issue, I found the website stompoutbullying.org is a wonderful resource for you and your family that I hope you can use. And I hope you don't have to, but if you do, it's there. Again, thanks for listening. I hope you have a magical week.